Welcome back to Riss is Unprofessional. I am Riss. We took a bit of a hiatus because of the Jewish holidays. It was Passover, and I actually do celebrate it pretty meticulously. I'm pretty strict about it, so wanted to spend some time with my family. And given that it's been a really rough month, as you all know, I stopped working in my field. Things have changed here, and so the family was going through a whole lot. So I really just wanted to take the time and really just immerse myself into family and cooking, which is my favorite pastime. And I got to do that. So now I'm back, and I took a couple of extra days on top of that because I wanted to figure out. I was figuring out what's next for us. There was something missing, I think, from my videos, which the plan for this channel has been to not only bring politics into the arena and pop culture and life and, even a little bit about my own life, but I wanted it to be light and I wanted it to be funny. And it just didn't feel funny to me because A, I'm new to this, and B, I feel that I do a lot better when I banter. I'm a lot more biting and funny and sometimes a little bit mean. But when I have someone to bounce ideas off of, I feel like that's when the best of me shines. And what I don't want is for this to be such a serious show that it kind of gets boring, old. Let's face it, there are so many fantastic commentators and podcasters and YouTubers out there, from Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Matt Walsh and so on and so forth, that they're doing such an incredible job of giving you the news. You don't need necessarily another one, but I want to still do things like that. I want to be able to bring you information and to give you my take on it, but I want it to be funnier. I want it to be a little bit lighter, a little bit less serious, because as you know, it's in the name, unprofessional. The point is to be loose, off the cuff, and unfiltered. So I feel like I really can't do that as much on my own, at least not yet. So I've been looking for someone to second chair, someone to join me to have conversations about what's in the news, and I have found that. A friend of mine, his name is Peter. He is a computer guy, and he's been offering to help for a while with just everything from editing to maybe, putting music or an intro in, just really offering his services. But we've both been pretty busy over the last year and really haven't been able to collaborate. But now we're ready to collaborate, and he has offered to join when he's able to be someone that I can go back and forth with. And I think that might bring a little bit more humor and enjoyment, and hopefully you'll like him. He's a funny guy. He's a good Christian boy with a potty mouth. So just my cup of tea, and hopefully yours. So I'm really excited. Look for that this week. We're going to start this week, most likely this Thursday, and just kind of start back up. So same stuff, same me. That's why you tune in. But now with more voices, which is what I was hoping for, and look forward to also more voices in the future. I have a few people who are lined up who are ready to, to join me and, maybe make this a little bit more fun and enjoyable. And we'll discuss segments in politics and life updates. And I'll give you a little bit of a quick life update since, let's face it, people are more interested in your personal life than the news, right? So it's been pretty tough. I still really, really do miss my field, even though I did opt to leave it voluntarily. Part of me kind of has this kind of like pull to go back. I did realize that I'm somewhat of an adrenaline junkie, which I didn't know, but the job that I did was high pressure, on your toes. I essentially worked, working in labor and delivery it's like working in an emergency room. It's its own unique, special place where emergencies happen. And I was the medical provider. So I would be in charge of these crazy things. And I did them pretty seamlessly, and I did enjoy that. So leaving my field was not something that I took lightly. And I know I said I'm leaving for good, and chances are I am, because there's a lot of updated studying and things that I have to do for my certification in order to keep it. And I haven't touched it, and it's due at the end of next year, and I still have time, but I might just let it lapse. So there's that. I did find a full-time job in healthcare, just not doing what I used to do. So I will be starting that at the end of the month, and that'll be the thing that'll pay our bills, and I'll be working from home, so I will be able to bring you content. It's not like I have to rush home during rush hour and then first try to start doing a show. I can do that after, just finish my job, clock out and still be here and ready to go, which is what I want. I want more time to do this. What else? I think we were talking about moving at some point, which is still on the table. We've been able to sort of calm down. We were planning on selling pretty much immediately, just to kind of, either stay locally until my daughter finishes school, or, maybe leave the state or something. Obviously, New Jersey is out of the question. One of my friends who was watching the video about moving to New Jersey said, I was watching, and you were basically, as you were talking, you just started talking yourself out of moving to New Jersey. And it's true, I did. I will say that Florida is number one on my list. So I love where I live now. And I have to say, I think it took 3.5 to 4 years of planning to move here, because there were so many things we had to get in a row. I had to finish my graduate school. My husband had to retire from his job. My daughter had to finish one school. I watched the real estate market where I live every day obsessively. And I couldn't wait to join the locals here. And I got here, and it was the dream, and I do love where I live. And we really can just stay here. That would be perfectly fine. There's so much to do here. There's so much beauty here. There's wilderness. There's restaurants. There's museums and culture and all that stuff. And, we could stay here. And we really are considering, still selling at some point. Now that I do have a full-time job, we're not rushing as much. Things are a little bit more stable, so we have more time. But it's not off the table to just, uproot, pick up and go. And quite frankly, I did think that at some point, 15, 20 years from now, maybe I would retire in Florida, but I didn't know how that was possible. And then it started to become something we talked about more and more during this last really stressful month, that, there's no income tax there. It's a red state, right? It's a red state for now, which we really, really like. Right now we're still waiting for our pistol permit where we live, but in Florida, you don't need that. You go through your background check, you get your handgun. I mean, that's, to me, I like that. I like being left alone. We're good people. We're law-abiding citizens, and we just like to be left alone. Plus, beaches. I mean, I grew up near the beach. I'm from Brooklyn. I went to the beach, for fun with my friends, and now, I don't live anywhere near the beach. We have lake beaches, but it's, it's not the same thing. So that is something we're thinking about more seriously. The only thing that's really holding us back at this time is my daughter. She does not want to go there. She has her friends where she is. But if I can convince her to go, and, perhaps other family members, then I think it would be great. My health is not great. That's something that I said that I would talk about in another video, and I will. I will talk about the health issues that I've been experiencing, and have been progressively getting worse, unfortunately. But being in a warmer climate may help those health issues. But anyway, that's the brief update. Strongly considering Florida, but for now we are planted here. It's wonderful. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's not like we're stuck in New York City again, in a small apartment during a pandemic where we're paying extra taxes. Things are pretty good where we are. So we're staying here for now. I'm so excited that we're going to have a second chair. I'm so excited that we're going to have someone who's offered to do editing. As always, tell me what topics you want to hear about. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about the Derek Chauvin case. I think that's a really important topic that's going on right now in our country. And there's a lot of information that I think isn't being given to people. You may not know because the mainstream media is it's withholding things that are actually happening in the trial, and people who aren't watching the trial but they're looking for updates, they're getting the wrong information. And my concern is that they're going to be surprised if and when Derek Chauvin is acquitted, and it's a very good likelihood that he will be. And then what's going to happen is we're going to see riots and burning down just like last year, and the looting of the mostly peaceful protests again, which they weren't. But I think that's an important topic to discuss. Biden 2A, I think right now is a discussion on the table. And anybody notice that the Cuomo scandal has just disappeared from the media? Like, it's just gone. I wonder what happened. Anyway, that's something that you can look forward to this week. Let me know of any topics that you want to hear. Please like these videos, subscribe to our channel, because otherwise we can't reach anyone else. I really appreciate all of you who are watching, my friends, my family, but we do also want to reach a broader audience. And that's the point, is to kind of get really good at this and then reach more people. But we can't do that if you're not liking these videos and if you're not subscribing to our channel. Really, I thank you all for your support and your positive, kind words. There's my cat's rectum. Thanks again. We'll see you at the end of the week. Take care.